Please, Canada, please start hiring again. Do something. I can't keep spending all day on Indeed and all day handing out resumes and all day calling people and all day emailing people for no response.
I've applied to about 150 jobs between October to now, and I'm still unemployed. And I'm one of those people that has had a job since the day I turned 16, and not having a job right now, knowing that I've put so much time and effort into it, I can't even explain how demoralizing it is without bursting into tears. And maybe it sounds dramatic, but I don't even care because it's one of those things that you really do put in so much time and effort into these cover letters, into these interviews, into these applications. Do you know how frustrating it is to not hear a single response back, or get so far into the interview process and all of a sudden you're ghosted, or being ghosted for an interview, or getting all the way through the process and then they end up going with someone else at the very last stage? It is an emotional roller coaster. No joke, it is an emotional roller coaster.
Could someone tell me what I'm doing wrong? I have been applying for a minimum of 10 to 25 jobs every single day for the last 3 months, and I've been doing it consistently. I haven't even received a rejection letter. It says, thank you for applying, and then no word. There's no application status, there's nothing. My last real job, they fired me because I didn't want to take advantage of small business. I have gotten calls and stuff, and it's always, oh, you're overqualified. But then other jobs, I'm underqualified. What is it? I'm very proud to be Tamil, by the way, but on my resume, I don't put my last name anymore because it is very traditional. And I don't even want that affecting my, if people are not going to, even talk to me. And then on top of that, everything is expensive. I don't even want to do much with my money. I just want to be able to take care of my dog. Don't worry, I'm not going to cry on camera. Okay, so I have, a problem with being too honest, apparently. So I've been working on it by not speaking. I don't know what else to do. Do you know how embarrassing it is to move back to your family's house at the age of 26? I thank God every single day for not having a kid. A kid would obviously be a blessing, but I couldn't imagine what other people are going through with kids. The stupid thing about this is I hate crying, and I usually don't cry, but yeah, I don't know. I just want a job. I'm not saying I don't want free money. I want to work for it. I want a real job. I want a good job. It could be minimum wage. I forgot to tell you this. I was offered a job 3 months ago, and the only reason I rejected it because it was all the way in the south. It was night shift, and I would be getting paid minimum. Or sorry, not minimum. $15.50. I literally lost my studio because I didn't want to pay $1.5 every single month. I haven't really lost hope, but I don't know, you're supposed to make connections, so if there's literally anyone who knows of a job, this is one of my chances, so please just, I don't know, I have a good resume, I think. This is pathetic.
Is the job market in Canada broken? Let's talk about it.
I really feel like I'm never gonna get a job again. I'm so scared because I have been unemployed for 3 months. I'm not eligible for unemployment because I just moved here. I am so stressed out. This has never happened to me before. I've always had a job. I was an honor student, third in my class, so successful in high school and college. And I have a bachelor's degree in poli-sci. I have 2 years of experience in mental health. I'm a great worker. I'm so organized, but nobody will even give me an interview. And I was crying on the phone with my mom because I was like, what if I literally can't find a job? I've been applying for months. I literally can't find anything. What am I gonna do? Am I just gonna live with my parents for the rest of my life? Because I'm not kidding you. I literally cannot get an interview anywhere. anywhere. And I have applied to hundreds, if not thousands of jobs in the past few months.
And this not getting interviews is real, guys. When I was applying for jobs, I sent countless applications, and one of the biggest frustrations was not being able to even secure an interview. An interview, guys. Hundreds of applications, no response, nothing.
I literally don't know what to do. Like, I'm genuinely so scared. Like, I really am terrified. Like, I don't know what is happening in the world right now, but like, I am a good candidate. I don't know what's happening.
I've applied to over 250 jobs and I have not received a callback or an email other than the rejection email.
Youth unemployment is at record highs in Canada, leaving many young Canadians like Thaddeus Walker out of work this summer. Walker graduated from Emily Carr in 2021 and has been walking across the city tirelessly, looking for work across various sectors, all to no avail.
Over 2 days, I got blood blisters from just looking for work opportunities. Resumes in hands, meeting people face to face, offering those handshakes when possible.
For Walker, the impersonal, automated rejection emails have been draining, and he fondly recalls the meaning and purpose he felt while working as a barista at a farm-to-table restaurant in Washington.
That job, in short description, was paradise. The people were paradise.
Today, Walker's dream is to find work and help others in the creative space.
I want autonomy, I want my independence. I would like my character back, please.
A massive crowd of people were seen lining up at an Ontario McDonald's to apply for jobs, showing the reality of the current job market. The viral video was captured at a McDonald's in Oshawa, showing a sea of people snaking around the restaurant's parking lot, and now many people are commenting on this, calling this wild and devastating, pointing out how many grown adults are in lines. What are your thoughts on this?
Phew. It's rough out here, guys. And the truth is, these aren't just random internet clips. This is a reality for thousands of people trying to find jobs in Canada right now. Whether you're an immigrant, an international student, permanent resident, or even a Canadian citizen, the struggle is real. Is the job market in Canada broken? The numbers do not lie. We hear all the time that there are jobs in Canada, but why does it seem like people are struggling to find one? A recent study shows that an average job seeker in Canada submits over 100 applications before landing one interview. Let that sink in. 100 applications. So what's really going on? Are companies hiring but not actually recruiting? Are they rejecting people just for fun? Or is there something deeper happening?
Canadians are struggling to find jobs all across Canada. As someone who has over 5 years experience in customer service, whether it's in fast food or being a sales associate, I myself cannot find a job. So I cannot imagine what it's like for younger people going into the workforce. Companies like McDonald's and Tim Hortons aren't even hiring. Like, they are hiring, but I've had applications rejected not once but twice, even though I'm overqualified for the job. I honestly don't know how Canadians are making a living. Why is there such a job shortage and why can't we get hired? There is no reason that fast food companies cannot hire people my age or younger. And this is happening all across Canada. Like, what are we supposed to do? Jobs want experience, yet won't give it to us. So are we just supposed to sit at home all day? It's also ironic because it's the same people that say Gen Z and the younger generation don't want to work, yet you guys are the one hiring us. And we need like 10 plus years of experience and a degree just to work at your shitty part-time job. So make it make sense. What's on the go?
One of the biggest frustrations job seekers face is this whole Canadian experience thing. You need experience to get a job, but you need a job to get experience. Make it make sense.
If you have a job, hold your job tight too. If you have a job right now, thank your stars. Hold your job tight. Now, I'm not here to say that if you don't like your job and your job is toxic, you should leave your job if your job is not giving you peace of mind. But if you think that there are jobs out here waiting for you, think twice, my brother, my sister. Look at me with my envelope, with all my CV inside. I'm looking for my own job for myself because online is not doing online job. So I have to go by myself physically to all these places. All I'm hearing is, okay, we'll call you. Is something wrong with your phone? You have not called me since? This is getting scary. Because guys, any vacancy. Because at this point, I print like 20 CV here. Anywhere I go, any hospital, any clinic I see, I'll just enter. I give them because it's like they're not opening the online applications anymore. It's like something's wrong with their online work. So I have to go there physically. And I have to, when I give the receptionist, and she'll say, oh, don't worry, I'll give my manager. I say, no, I want to see you give your manager now. Because if I leave, my inside voicemail, they go throw my CV now. CV where I work hard for. I'm about to enter one clinic now. I'll let you guys know how it went. But I tell you how it is. Receptionist will say, do you have your CV with you? Okay, do you have an appointment? Okay, I'll let my manager know and we'll give you a call. Did I not tell you guys? Same stuff. Okay, we'll take a look and we'll get in touch with you. In touch with you. Don't know which kind of hospital that one is, but I'm not here to judge. I'll take anything. I've been in Canada. It's because I said, let me go and do my US license. I traveled to London. I wrote my exam. But after step 1, there's step 2. So while I'm preparing for step 2, I still need to be working. I didn't want to work in London. I said, let me come back to Canada. Woe betide me. You don't know that it was woe that betide me in Canada. Now I cannot even prepare for the step 2 properly because I need to be working. I need a job. I need to eat. I need to survive. Let this be an example to everybody. Let me be a live example. A bird in hand is better than a bed. You get a point. Because if I had just stayed here, I didn't leave, I would still secure my job in the hospital, but I left. I left in search of greener pastures. Now I'm back to water the grass that I forgot. And also, being an international medical graduate is very difficult because you are in a dangerous place. You are in a dangerous limbo. You are either overqualified for most jobs, or you don't have the license for the job you actually want, which is a primary care physician or whichever type of physician you want. Independent license, you are still acquiring that, so you are not a physician fully in Canada. But any job that you apply that is lower than that is like, doctor, you are. So it's like, what can I do now? What can I do? Where is the middle ground?
This one gets me every time. You bring years of experience from another country, but suddenly none of it matters here. How does that work? And it's not just newcomers. Even people born and raised in Canada are struggling. So what exactly are employers looking for? Oh, the infamous rejection email, or worse, the ghosting. You spend hours perfecting your resume, writing the perfect cover letter, going through multiple interview rounds, only to never hear back. Why do companies think this is okay?
Is anyone else applying to jobs and going through the exact same thing? A job posted this week, over 100 applicants. Posted 5 hours ago, over 100 applicants. Okay, this is crazy. 1 hour ago, over 100 applicants. I actually feel like applying on LinkedIn and Indeed is dead. Well, it's alive. You'll just be applying against thousands of people. In 2025, I think I'm just gonna be prioritizing networking, meeting people in person, making meaningful connections, and also private job boards.
It took me 7 months to find a job. After being unemployed for this long, I feel like I was going crazy. I feel like something was wrong with me, like maybe I'm not good enough, but it should not take this long to find a job. After talking to all of y'all on TikTok, I know I'm not the only one who has been in this boat and, has been unemployed for this long, but the fact that all of us are going through this just speaks to the system and just how problematic and fucked up it is, right? Like, it should not take this long. Like, I'm 29, and if it's taking me this long to find a job, I can only imagine how hard it is for new grads and for older folks, right? Like, I've seen jobs that are entry level and they need like 2-3 years of experience. Like, how are these new grads supposed to enter the market like this? This is just horrible. I really feel for all these new grads and these older folks, who are looking for jobs. I hope it does not take this long for everybody to find a job, but it is rough out here. So I really feel for all of y'all, and it just sucks. It should not be this complicated.
I still consider myself one of the lucky ones because it took me about 3 months to get a job after I arrived in Canada in 2023. But I have seen people that it has taken longer to get jobs. I've seen people that are still looking for a job and it's been almost a year since they arrived. And some it took 9 months, some 1 year, or even more than that. But the thing is, the bills do not wait for you to get a job. You still have to pay rent, you have to buy food, you have to buy groceries, you have to move around. And those things cost money. Let's be honest, at this point, job hunting feels like a full-time job, but without the paycheck. And then there's this whole issue of fake job postings.
Wait, what? 36%? 1/3 of job postings online could be fake? Okay, let's break this down. This is based actually on some survey results of recruiters done earlier this year, and is really referring to, yes, there are some postings that are utterly fictitious. Companies do that for any number of stupid reasons, like appearing like they're growing, or it could be older roles that were filled and they just haven't bothered taking them down. But either way, they're not open. So what do I think of it, and what can you do about it? First, let's just all agree it's wrong, it's offensive, it's insulting, it's dishonest, it's all of those. It puts people really legitimately looking for work and looking for a next great job in a really bad position. And it's just further proof that so many elements of the online recruiting process especially are really broken.
People keep saying companies are posting jobs that they are not even hiring for. Have you ever applied for a job only to find out later that they decided not to fill the role or they hired internally? It makes you wonder, are some of these companies just fishing for resumes or trying to prove to the government that they tried to hire locally before, bringing in a foreign worker? Now, here is something interesting that people don't talk about enough. There are opinions out there that suggest that some companies actually prefer to hire new immigrants, not because they value diversity, not because they want fresh talent, but because they know that these newcomers will accept the lowest possible wage without complaining. New immigrants are more likely to be underpaid compared to their Canadian-born counterparts. Think about it. Someone who just arrived in Canada is desperate for stability. They have bills to pay, mouths to feed, and no financial cushion. So they take whatever they can get, even if it's way below what they are actually worth. But here is the question. Is it fair to these new immigrants? Should they be given the barest minimum just because they don't know any better? Should companies take advantage of their desperation instead of paying them what they actually deserve? Because if that's really the case, then the job market isn't just broken, it's exploitative. On the flip side, let's talk about another issue newcomers face: being overqualified. And trust me, this one is just as frustrating. Highly skilled immigrants often end up in low-wage jobs due to lack of Canadian experience. A lot of employers are actually scared to hire newcomers, not because they aren't qualified, but because they are too qualified.
I'm sorry, anyone saying that the job market is not that bad, you're lying. When I came back from working for 4 years in China, I worked as a manager for 40 teachers, 7 English campuses, over 3,000 students who were making millions of dollars a year in my, in our budgeting. And I was very successful in my role. I have clear credentials, etc. to back that all up. I still managed for more than 1 year living in Canada to not find any employment over $23 an hour. The most pay I got was from a summer camp that is a non-for-profit arts and culture center. So obviously they're not going to pay me a lot, but I love that camp very much. And I've been a ride or die for them, and I would do it for not that much money anyway. But I digress. I was used to getting a very, very decent salary before and had an immense amount of responsibility. And in Canada, I could barely even get interviews for entry-level teaching positions at an English teaching center that could guarantee like 10 to 15 hours per week if I was lucky at $20 an hour. I'm telling you, that is the only jobs I could find, because easier jobs with less skills required wouldn't even give me a shot. And management positions or senior management positions, which is what I was qualified to do, were never going to hire me having not worked for their company or not worked in the Canadian teaching system for whatever reason. So after a year of literally barely surviving, I decided that I was just going to do my own thing.
The thinking is simple. If you hire someone who is overqualified, they leave as soon as they find something better. And guess what? They probably will. But does that mean they shouldn't even be given a chance? Imagine being a doctor, an engineer, or a finance expert back home, only to come to Canada and be told that you are too experienced for an entry-level role. And because of that, employers don't want to waste their time training you, knowing you might not stick around. But here's the real question. Is this fair? Should people be forced to take survival jobs indefinitely just because companies don't want to invest in training someone who might leave? If a job pays well and provides opportunities for growth, wouldn't people actually stay? The reality is, newcomers are stuck in a tough spot. If they don't have Canadian experience, they get rejected. If they are too experienced, they get rejected. So what exactly do employers want? So where do we go from here? Should we just accept that the job market is broken and deal with it? Should we keep applying, hoping for the best? Or is it the time to challenge some of these hiring practices? Because let's be real, people are struggling. Rent is high, cost of living is crazy. And if people can't find jobs, how are they supposed to survive? I want to hear from you. Have you struggled to find a job in Canada? What's been your experience? Do you think the job market is fair or is it rigged? Let's have this conversation in the comments because something has to change. So YouTube thinks you will like this video over here. But if you found this particular video relatable, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. See you in my next one. Au revoir.